Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new on my channel, then welcome. We're going to be doing a full face of O.TWO.O makeup, which from the title I'm sure that you already knew, but this bundle, there's quite a lot of products in here. I mean, a full face's worth. It has been sitting on my desk for quite a while, and I've been looking at it and I've been wanting to dig into it, but I've restrained myself for this specific video. And I don't know whether you can believe it or not, but we have another collaboration video. This whole makeup was sent to me to test out and see what I think about it, and yeah, I wanted to test it out on camera so that you guys would see my first authentic reactions to these products. And honestly, I have never received a full face's worth of makeup, so thank you so much to O.TWO.O for this generous parcel. I don't want to make this intro as long as my normal intros are, but just for those who don't know, O.TWO.O Cosmetics is a Chinese makeup brand, and they kind of give me the vibes of Makeup Revolution in some way. Their packaging is definitely way more fancy. It looks way more luxe than Makeup Revolution's, but it is very affordable. I'm going to stop talking now and let's just dive straight in and see what this makeup is actually like. So I'm going to do my usual prep routine. I have already applied the NYX Under Eye Dark Circle Concealer in the shade Medium, and I'm also going to apply the Urban Decay primer potion on my eyelids to prep them for eyeshadow, because that is normally what I do before I start doing my makeup, and I want to give the eyeshadows a fair chance. So now let us dive into this thing. It is a 21 color eyeshadow palette. It has the color story on the back, and also apparently it is cruelty free, and I'm not sure whether it's vegan though. Does anyone know what the situation is in China with animal testing? Because apparently it's still required by law, so I don't really know how they can say that they are cruelty free. This is what the palette looks like. Oh, okay. There's a plastic sleeve, and oh, you also get a mirror. Okay, this is what the palette looks like from the inside. I actually do like the color story quite a bit. I haven't dipped into them obviously, although I did really want to, but let's do that right now. Okay, so I'm going to try, okay, wow, this is silky. Let me try and swatch a few of these for you. The shimmery ones, yeah, 2 layers gets you this, but you kind of have to build them up. They are a bit powdery though, I do have to say. Okay, so this is what one layer looks like. They seem to have like a duochrome quality to them, which is like bizarre because in the palette you don't really get that duochrome sense. I'm sorry. Let's move on from the swatches and let's actually start applying them on our eyes. So I'm first going to start off with the shade Fade. Is that right? Not too much kick up actually. And oh, okay. Pigmented, definitely pigmented. This is probably not going to be like the most original look that I've ever created. I'm just going to give you a heads up. Let's see what happens if we blend this out. That is usually one of the things that kind of lets you know how good an eyeshadow is. Once you start blending the edges, if the color just completely vanishes, then you kind of have your answer. This seems to be doing pretty well. I mean, it vanishes a little bit. That is kind of normal. Next, I'm taking the shade Relive. I'm going to dip into the shade Fade, the one we used previously, and I'm just going to go over the top to see if I can bring back that lighter brown a bit. Well, that was a bit of a fail. I am fairly sure that I forgot to turn on my microphone for that last bit, so sorry about that. But anyway, we are moving on. I want to take the shade City, this one over here, which is like a beautiful olive toned shimmery shade. I'm going to test it on a brush first, see how I like it. Okay, seems to be picking up nicely. Did I take the right shade? Yes. Doesn't quite look like what I was expecting it to, but I have to be honest, I am surprised at how nicely it is applying with the brush. But I feel like it looks a bit more gold, and I was expecting it to look a bit more green. Like it has a slight greenish tinge to it in the pan. Can you see this one? I don't know how well you can see on camera, but it looks a bit more olive. It's still a beautiful color though, don't get me wrong. I just hope that it would look a bit more green on the eyes, like just a tiny bit more. I might actually layer the green on top. Let's see how that works. This is still pretty as well. And I feel like it just went on super easy and super quick. I'm going to take a bit of the green next to it, which is called Old Time. For some reason it is written as one word. I'm fairly sure does not exist, but anyway, I'm going to take this one over here and just the tiniest bit with my finger. Going to see whether it layers on top. Ah, I think it does a bit actually. It just kind of darkens it a bit and makes it a bit more olive, which is what I am after. That is nice. I do like that. I feel like it looks kind of close to my actual eye color. I don't know. Anyway, just kind of cleaning up the bottom part here. I am really positively surprised with the quality of these shadows. But before we can move on to the face, they did send me an eyeliner, which is in this really fancy packaging, which you open like this, and then, I mean, do you see that? That is really, really nice packaging. This feels really, really heavy, I have to say. And it even has a crystal on top. I mean, seriously, it's an eyeliner and it just looks so fancy. So this is their black liquid eyeliner. You guys know I don't normally do a lot of eyeliner on my channel because my eyes are kind of sensitive. So I am a bit worried, but I am going to test it. And because I'm going to wash this makeup off anyway after I'm done filming, I'm willing to risk it. I just really want to see how this thing performs, how black it is, whether it's matte or whether it's shiny. It feels kind of runny, kind of watery. Normally I don't really use these pen size, I mean I don't really use eyeliner anymore, but when I did, I used to use a lot of these like brush tip liquid liners that come in like a jar, like it's not a jar, but you get what I'm saying, right? So yeah, I'm not really used to these pen formats. I'm not too sure how good I am with these. Maybe I'm going to ruin this whole look. I'm not sure, but we shall see. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm going to try and show this to you on camera. If I'm struggling too hard, then I will quickly do it off camera and just show you how it looks. Ugh, okay, wow. Okay, wow, that looks horrible. Let me try and clean it up a bit, just to make it a bit more sharp, and then do the other eye. And then I'm just gonna come back because honestly, this is torture and it's taking me way too long and I don't wanna make you guys suffer through all of that. So I'll be back in a jiffy. Okay, wow. That was a whole experience. I don't even wanna get into how different and how horrible these wings look. I don't want to get into that. Honestly, I have to say I do not like this at all. I don't like the fact that this does not dry down matte. It's one of those like reflective or kind of latexy eyeliners, and it is really hard for me to even see where I have drawn a line because it reflects back, as you can see. It also has a weird texture. Well, when you first put it on, it feels really wet, kind of watery, but then it dries down kind of quickly. And if you want to go over it, it makes it difficult because it creates this kind of drag. It's not very smooth. It almost wrinkles up a bit. I don't know, it's strange. I'm sorry. Really not my favorite. But anyway, let us move on, because next we are going to dive into the face makeup, which is super exciting. So they sent me this Invisible Cove foundation. That's what it's called, at least anyway. It says that the shade is number 5. And when you see this, oh boy, this foundation is like, I'd say 3 or 4 shades too dark for me. Hence the turtleneck I prepared. I hope that it doesn't oxidize. But yeah, the packaging, again, this is a glass bottle, guys, and you get a pump. Do you know what this reminds me of? This packaging reminds me of YSL. Their 2 Choclat looked very similar. The pump was different, but it looked very similar. And I mean, this is soft clothes. This, oh my God, like their packaging, how do they do that? Anyway, oh my gosh. Okay, let's see how this looks. And let's pray that it doesn't oxidize. It feels a bit moussey, not too moussey, but... Oh wow. It has a very strong fragrance. And I'm actually shocked. Hang on. Oh no, okay, never mind. Since the lighting is so kind of bright and it bounces back a bit, it makes it look less dark than it actually is. But yeah, this is definitely a few shades darker than my natural skin tone. And I'm wearing fake, well, okay, my fake tan has worn off pretty much. Wow, this is definitely, this is not my shade, but okay. Let's just look past the shade and see how it performs, because that is really the important thing here. Okay, wow, the fragrance is really strong. It has a lot of perfume in there. I do actually like the coverage. I feel like it covers up really well. Surprising, because it's set invisible. I was kind of expecting a more sheer coverage, I guess, but this is really nice. Let me see if it builds up. So I'm gonna do, okay, this is like a quarter of a pump. I did 2 full pumps before, so let's see. It's building up quite nicely. I'm really positively surprised. So they sent me 2 of their liquid concealers. These are the high coverage liquid concealers. One of them is in the shade O2 and the other is in the shade O4. I did peek at the shades and okay, the packaging is again just absolutely stunning. Kind of looks like the Jouer, was it Essential Coverage or something? I can't remember, but the Jouer concealer kind of looks like that, HCO4. This is what that one looks like. And then this is O2. Yeah, there's quite a shade difference. I'm going to try mixing them both underneath my eyes and just see what happens. I honestly don't know how much to apply, so I'm not going to put too much. It looks to me like it's fairly yellow toned. Like both of these concealers have a more of a yellow undertone. Okay, there is a slight fragrance, but nothing too bad. Okay, wow, that is actually decent coverage. And I did not apply a lot at all. I'm gonna try just a tiny bit of the lighter one as well, even though I feel like I might not even need it. Just a smidge. It feels really moisturizing. Let that sink in a bit and just kind of warm up to my skin. But so far, I'm honestly, again, positively surprised. So this is their eyebrow defining cream and mine is in the shade O2. It also comes with a little brush, which is, I think it's super cute. You have a little spoolie on one end and then a brush on the other, but this contraption in the middle looks a bit wonky, but anyway, it's a nice add-on if you really don't have a brush at hand. Okay, so the packaging is again nice, although this is plastic. Okay, I hope that this is not going to be too warm. I'm going to use my Morphe M158 brush. Oh wow, okay. Ooh, I did not expect it to be this creamy and soft. I have kind of a bad feeling about this one, to be honest, but let's give it a shot. I'm not really a fan of the texture of this because it is so soft and it is definitely a bit on the warmer side. I normally go for something a bit more ashy, but it's not too bad. Definitely not too bad when it comes to the shade. Okay, you know what is actually surprising? Because of the formula, because it is so creamy, it does feel and look a bit more sheer. Like when you see on my hand as well, like when I dip into here, it just kind of becomes patchy, but I don't know. It seems to be working kind of okay on the brows. I don't think I've ever tried a formula like this before when it comes to a brow product. Okay, you know what? Sorry. I'm just so distracted by this patch over here because I accidentally dipped over this eyeshadow part with the, what was it? Yeah, with the foundation. So now there's like this little bald area. Okay, let me finish my brow and then I'm gonna go on because I can't do two things at one time. Okay, so the brows are on and honestly, I don't know how to feel because it's such a bizarre formula. At first I was like, okay, I'm definitely not going to like this at all. And then, well, as you saw, I was applying it and it didn't vanish. It didn't go off my eyebrows. It stuck to the places that it needed to stick, and even when I was brushing through my brows, it didn't remove the product, which was something that I was kind of sure that was going to happen. So far, this is going way better than expected. Okay, so next up, we need to set underneath the eyes. And now this is the part that I'm kind of scared of because I don't have a loose powder. They did send me this 4 colors grooming powder. This is just like a contour powder palette. And this one is in the shade 01. So this is their lightest one. I think out of all of their products, I think this one looks the cheapest. Looks and feels the cheapest. And also there's like this weird, okay, you probably will never be able to see that, but there's this weird hump in this one. And this smells awful. That reminds me of kids makeup, like their powders smell like that. It has like a really distinct kind of smell to it. But anyway, this is the lightest powder. And this looks kind of white. So yeah, I'm not too crazy about putting that underneath my eyes, but I guess we're gonna try. Okay. Let's see. I just took the tiniest amount. I feel like it's not making my under eyes too white because I'm really not a fan of that, but I feel like I'm losing a bit of the coverage. I don't really like this because I feel like it's not really setting them down. They're still really reflective. They're not like the white powder, but we are going to test the other shades soon. I just want to apply my highlighter first. This is their Love Highlight Powder and mine is in the shade 03, Blinded by the Light. Do you see how dark this is? Ugh, I don't know about this one, guys. And it looks really bronze, so I'm guessing it's going to be, again, too dark for my complexion. I'm just going to take a bit. Wish me luck. Okay, I'm sorry, but my under eyes they look horrible, and I'm not sure whether it's the powder or whether it's the concealer not working well with the powder, whether it's the concealer itself. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is way too dark for me. I'm going to have to kind of tone it down because it looks like I've just applied a really shimmery blush way too high on my face. I just feel like the tone is just so off that it's really difficult for me to judge it as a highlighter because it literally looks like I'm applying blush. Okay, so we're going back to this thing. I'm going to try and contour a tiny bit with this. Okay, I feel like it's too light for my skin tone right now. It just looks a bit too ashy, too gray, because the foundation is so dark that the lightest palette just looks a bit too light. But I'm going to take this shade over here and hope that it will work nicely as a bronzer. I feel like the thing that I was kind of dreading is happening. I was a bit scared that the foundation was going to rub off underneath, and I feel like that is exactly the case. Am I even applying something on my face? I can't tell. I think this is as good as it's going to get. Definitely a pass for this one. I do not like the formula. Yeah, I just really don't like this. Okay guys, I promise we are getting closer to the end. So let's finish up the eye look, shall we? I'm just going to use the same shades. I'm taking the shade Fade on my lower lash line, and then I'm going to take the shade Relive, the deep brown, and apply that on my lower lash line closest to my waterline. And I want to take a bit of the shade Promise as well, which seems to be like a kind of like a blackish shade. So I'm going to trace that on my lower lash line as well, closest to my waterline yet again. And I'm keeping it only in the outer third. Okay, I'm just going to quickly trace an eyeliner in my waterline as well, just because I feel like it's just too empty. And I know that it's cheating a bit because it's not the O.TWO.O brand, but honestly, I just couldn't look at my eyes with that bright pink waterline. So anyway, I do want to apply the inner corner highlights as well. I'm going to take the shade Fog and put that in my inner corners. Oh, that is actually nice. That is nice and bright. Wow, that is a beautiful inner corner highlight. I'm also going to test out their mascara. This is their Gold Silk Satin mascara. And again, this packaging is just, oh my word, how fancy. The texture of this feels so luxurious. Now, because this is not a waterproof mascara, I wouldn't probably wear it on its own, just because I need a waterproof mascara to hold the curl of my lashes. But when I'm wearing falsies anyway, it doesn't really matter. So I just want to see how it looks like. This one is kind of so-so. I don't think it's like a bad mascara. I don't dislike it, but I'm not too blown away by either. But as I said, I'm normally looking for waterproof mascara, something that would hold the curl of my lashes, and normal mascaras just don't do that. But anyway, I'm quickly going to apply the falsies, and then we can move on to the lipstick and finish up this video. The lashes are on. I applied the Doll Beauty doll lashes in the style Stephanie, and I also applied the same mascara on my bottom lash line. I do really like the way that it worked on my lower lashes. I do like the wand of this as well. It is nice and skinny, so that makes it really easy to get into the lashes, especially on the bottom lash line. So let's move on to the last item, or should I say items, because they sent me 3 of their Spun Gold Brocade Velvet lipsticks. 2 of them look more like pinky, and then one of them looks more red. Again, super cute packaging. And like, wait till you see this. The way that this lipstick opens, there's this little, you push this top part, and then this bottom part jumps out, and this is the lipstick. I absolutely love it. This one was in the shade 05 Desire. Oh my god, okay, this is super creamy. Wow. Okay, so this was number 8 Bewitch. Looks kind of similar in the bullet, probably. So the second one is Bewitch. They look kind of similar, don't they? This one feels slightly more matte. This one felt a bit more creamy. And the last color, which was Hot Love. Oh my god. Okay, it's kind of like an orangey red, and I absolutely love it. I think I want to go with that one. I'm sorry. Oh wow, okay. These are so nice to apply. This was probably one of the easiest lipsticks that I've ever applied. Oh my god, this is such a stunning color. But I think this concludes our little test, and it's time for the final thoughts. I'm actually positively surprised by these products, and overall I am really happy with the way that everything turned out. The part that I'm least happy with is my under eyes, but we are not going to talk about that anymore. To start with the products that I did not like, the eyeliner. Not matte enough, not a fan of the texture and the fact that it reflects back so much, and not really a fan of the applicator as well, but that is really just a personal preference thing. Not a fan of the highlighter, first of all because just the shade is just so off, which makes it really difficult to give it a fair judgment. But based on the formula, it just felt like it wasn't really all that reflective. Can't say really anything too positive about it. It just felt like I was applying blush on my face. And I think my least favorite thing is this thing. I just really didn't like any of the powders too much. Maybe the warmest shade, the bronzer, I think that was like the most okay. Now in the maybe pile, I have the concealers because, as I said, my least favorite part is my under eyes, and I'm not sure whether it is because of the powder or because of the concealers. But I have to test these out with my normal powders, like my favorite powders that I use underneath my eyes, and see how it looks like that. Yeah, I will get back to you on these. But so far they are in the maybe pile. And now moving on to the items that I did really like. So the first thing that shocked me actually is the eyebrow defining cream. I did not think that I was going to like this at all, but it definitely exceeded my expectations, and for that reason it's in my I like it pile, and I'm definitely going to keep using it. The mascara, as I said, I at first wasn't too blown away by it because it's not waterproof mascara, so for me it's like it doesn't really stand a chance for me personally. But on my bottom lashes it looks so good. Now I did include the foundation in this pile as well, because even though it is too dark for me, I'm still going to be able to wear it during the summertime. And also I feel like it looks quite nice on my skin. I like the way that it blended. I like that it gave me so much coverage. I wasn't expecting that at all. It was buildable as well. So again, I am positively surprised by this, and I definitely want to keep testing this thing out. If it doesn't break me out, then I will be a happy bunny, definitely. And now on to my two most favorite things. Eyeshadow palette. I was really positively surprised by this one. It was so easy to use, and I feel like the mattes specifically kind of blew me away. I feel like they performed beautifully and they were really easy to blend out. And even the shimmery shades, even though when I was swatching them at first I felt like they don't have that much pigment to them, but they actually perform quite nicely on the eyes. So I'm really excited about testing this thing even further and creating more looks with this palette. They're kind of sharing first place, but the lipsticks are definitely my favorite as well. They are all the same formula, so I'm guessing that the other two shades are just as good. It feels so comfortable. I cannot tell you guys how nice and moisturizing this lipstick feels. It looks like a velvety matte. It's exactly what this lipstick promises to be, and it was so easy, so super easy to apply. I feel like the pigmentation is incredible. I don't know what to say. I'm absolutely stoked about using these more. So all in all, I really have to take my hat off to O.TWO for being able to provide such quality, such packaging at such a price point. And I'm also quite shocked that I like most of the products that I got, because normally I don't really know any brand that I would be able to use for my full face and love every single product. I don't know such a brand. Every brand has its hits and misses, and I'm just kind of surprised that there are so many hits. Wasn't expecting that. Let me know whether you have any experience with this brand. Have you used any of the makeup products? Do you have any favorites? And also let me know how you thought that the products performed. Thanks again so much, and if you enjoyed it, then please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you have, then thank you so much, and I welcome you in my little YouTube family. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'm sending you lots of love and hugs and kisses. See you in my next one. Bye!